It can be useful to you if you need to get a warranty replacement on something, or ultimately it could be useful to the new buyer as some of that information can get transferred to the next person that owns your home.
Behind every home is a story. And today I'm going to share a way that you can leverage that, whether it's a home buyer, a home seller, or your sphere of influence. This is something you can do in your listing presentation, or if you're presenting to a buyer, regardless who you're working with in the buyer or seller side, this is extremely powerful. Check this out. Hey, Joe here, and I am at homediary.com here with Kris.
Yep. How's it going, Joe?
How are you doing?
Good.
What are we looking at? What is this?
Well, Home Diary is basically a platform for the home, and we connect you as an agent to your client base so you're in front of them over time. So it has tools for you as a listing agent to help market your property through our single property website we call a story. But it also has at the heart of it a diary. So it allows you as an agent and you as your homeowner to document what's in your home. Part of that could be as part of the listing that we're working on to implement, as well as then after the fact, a way to just capture the little tidbits of information you collect over time as a homeowner. And it can be useful to you if you need to get a warranty replacement on something, or ultimately it could be useful to the new buyer as some of that information can get transferred to the next person that owns your home.
And as a real estate agent, I've always struggled with finding a good 3D rendering of the home, a floor plan, and kind of integrating pictures and everything together. How can you help me with that?
Well, basically, let me start with the story. So this is our single property webpage where we can take any kind of content you have, whether it be a custom YouTube or Vimeo video. We do create an automated slideshow video off of the photos where you can actually add video clips and other things to it. We can incorporate Matterport. As you see, I have a couple different versions here of my own home, which is our demo house. But we then have our own 2D and 3D floor plan tool. So we're the only virtual tour company that I know of in the world really that has invested their own money into a floor plan tool, because we view that as really a key asset of the home. And so we've incorporated that where you can just point and click your way through the home this way. So you see visually the photo in relation to the space it was taken, as well as then we have a complete 3D model of the home. Right, so here you have a 3D virtualized version of it. So even if it had Matterport, this is now kind of a clean canvas that if I, as a potential buyer, want to see, what changing the flooring looks like or removing a wall to see what an open concept might do, all I have to do is click a wall, hide it, and now I can create an open concept. Right, I can take the tool and drag and drop furniture over if I want, some of its real products, to really, experience this home before I ever set foot in it.
That's really powerful, because a lot of buyers are thinking, will my furniture fit in there? How many cars will fit in the garage? And by having not only measurements, but having, hey, here's a couch, here's a table, here's TV stand, I think it really brings them into the home even before they saw the home, and they're already bought into it as their home.
Yep. So, it also kind of leverages this trend that HGTV has, been very popular, right? Well, NAR has some stats where 71% of millennials are highly influenced by HGTV. Well, now with this, any listing or actually any home can have an HGTV-like floor plan tool. Because at the end of the day, if you're the buyer or the seller, you can claim the home and get a copy of the photos, the floor plan dumped into the private Home Diary account. So there's no barrier of entry of getting that floor plan, because it's automatically copied over upon approval from you as the listing agent. So now if I want to plan my own space, I can do that. I can mark rooms up with boxes for moving purposes of which box goes in what room, or I can use it to drag and drop furniture and do all the stuff you mentioned.
That's really helpful too. A lot of buyers are out of the state and they're thinking, my movers are moving in, which room is what? Their movers are moving in, maybe with me not there. By having these small tools, I believe it really streamlines the process, takes unnecessary stress out of it, making it easier for a listing agent.
Yeah.
So all the way, but it starts at the beginning of the listing.
Right.
If I use your software, I can share this on my presentation and how it'll help sell the home.
Yep.
How much is this going to cost me?
Normally it's $300 a year, essentially. So that gives you unlimited listings, unlimited buy-side diaries, kind of the digital closing gift, as well as an ability to invite your whole client base into Home Diary. And when they accept that invitation, you effectively become the Home Pro sponsor on their account. So this is my Home Diary. You see Linda Cone, happens to be my mom, still selling real estate at 77. She's the sponsor with a tap. I can get her information. If I wanted to refer her out to one of my friends, I can easily do that. So the goal here of Home Diary is to really position you throughout this whole life cycle, right? It's not just a tool for listings, it's not just a tool for buy side, but it's really throughout this whole ownership life cycle.
That's really important because a lot of times as agents, we can forget to nurture our sphere, to have that continue source of listings that we should get organically, but in today's society we don't because there's so much noise. Yep. This just concretes us even more as an agent to say, hey, I'm the pro. I was the pro when I sold the house. I was the pro to the buyer now because I even transferred the home information to them. Right. And I'm branded.
Yep. Yeah, 10 to 15% of your client base is going to move every year. So if you have 1,000 contacts in your database, that's 100 to 150 listings potentially, right? So in Seattle, where I'm at, the average home price is $700,000 or $800,000. That's about $5 million in gross commission income every year if you nurture your base and are in front of them and they pick you instead of somebody else. So
that's powerful. $20 a month. That's your show special.
Right.
What's the normal price?
Normal price is $299 a year or $29.99. So it's about $100 off or $10 a month off.
And that includes the single property site?
Yeah, the ability to do unlimited single property websites. Okay. We are integrated with MoxieWorks today, so if your company uses MoxieWorks, ultimately we could automate some of that. You just upload photos to the MLS and we suck it in and sync listing information, price, all that stuff. And then, we are working with brokerages to integrate this in really at the transaction level so that when there's a listing or when there's a purchase, it all just happens as part of that process.
Wow.
So that's part of the Home Diary Pro Enterprise solution.
I like it, Kris. Thank you for your time. There is so much they have to offer for a fraction of the price that it would cost for you or I to do this on our own. It's extremely professional looking, and it's a great way for you or I as agents to stay in touch with home sellers and become part of their story. I hope this helps. I encourage you to check them out, go sign up, check out their offer, and I believe this is something that will really dramatically change your real estate business for the better. And don't forget, like and subscribe to this video. Also, you can find so many more tips at blog.smartagents.com, where we're always giving you ways to work smarter for your real estate business.